and I don't know the time frame, but let me just follow up on a few items. Colonel, thanks for your presentation. That was very, very well put together, great detail, and let me tell you, it's accurate. There's nothing in there that your Georgia delegation doesn't know and is not working towards. A few things I'll point out is that Senator Isaacson has taken a lead role here in the state of Georgia. He and I have joined together from the House Senate perspective and been hosting regular meetings with all branches of the military in Washington, because as you probably know, Georgia has a footprint with each of the branches, and so he's led that effort, and I know he has representation here today in the meeting as well. And our plan is, I think it's in the first week of September, we will be visiting each of the bases in Georgia and continuing this conversation. We've joined with Secretary Ball, who is probably works with you as well,
yes, sir,
along with Rogers Wade in this effort. How do we make sure Georgia is in the best position moving forward with some of these challenges? Colonel referenced our staff. Bo Butler, who's our legislative director, is on base today at Fort Benning, and I don't know if they're staying overnight or not, but I know that there's a staff, what they call a staff del, which staff from the state of Georgia and others are going to be joining and getting some of the presentation. Let's talk about sequestration. I noticed these things were prominently placed here, great illustrations. Sequestration is a big, ugly Washington word. It can only be created in Washington, it seems like. It wasn't something I supported. This comes from 2011. It was a concept that came out of the administration. Jack Lew was the architect of it, and the biographies and such report it that way. It was put in place to force Congress to make the necessary cuts. It was overweighted, weighted more towards cutting military as opposed to anything else in the government. And unfortunately, their plans didn't come to fruition, in which they thought that the super committee, you'll remember back then, was supposed to come together and work out the great plan that would put us on a trajectory forward that would be fiscally responsible. And so now this automatic sequestration has begun clicking in. We have to, that is the law, and that's, and that's what the president doesn't seem to talk about quite as much, is that that is the law. He signed it into law, and you can't just ignore the law, at least in a lawful society. And so in order for it to change and you stop sequestration, you have to change the actual law. We've made a few proposals in how that can happen. I'm not one that says that it can't happen. I believe there are ways in which you can move forward. But knowing that the law says that we have to be on certain spending levels to get the debt in our country under control, then you have to find other areas in which you can take those same cuts from, so to speak, or reforms from. And really what it comes down to as a country is, where are our priorities? I would say national defense should be our number one priority as a country, because what good is anything else that the government might do for you if you can't defend and provide a safe and secure border?